Hello there, I'm Daz. During this video I'll be making a walkthrough of the location Nightcaller Temple, which is just up the hill to the east of Dawnstar. In order to gain full access to Nightcaller Temple, we'll need to initiate the Daedric side quest, Waking Nightmare, which is why I'm standing just outside the Wind Peak Inn. I'm going to head inside now. I need to speak to Erandur, a priest of Mara, and he's going to be surrounded by a group of locals worried about nightmares and curses.
It's a curse. It has to be. I've got to get out of this town.
Irgnir, get a hold of yourself. They're just dreams. Please tell her, Erandur.
Listen to your friend, Fuki. They are just dreams, my dear. I assure you that it is quite normal.
It's the same dream over and over again.
Okay, so I'll speak to Erandur
I
now.
tell you.
What troubles you, my son? The entire town is being plagued by horrible nightmares. They're in serious danger, but I'm afraid there's little I can do about it. These dreams are manifestations created by the Daedric Lord Vaermina. She has an awful hunger for our memories. In return, she leaves behind nightmares, not unlike a cough marks a serious illness. I must end her terrible influence over these people before the damage becomes permanent. I need to return to the source of the problem, to Nightcaller Temple. Perhaps you'd be willing to assist me in that regard.
Why not?
I've already said too much. Anyone
Excuse me.
overhears what we're saying, it could start a panic. I would simply ask that you trust me and help me end Dawnstar's nightmares. Wonderful. My Lady Mara will be quite pleased. Nightcaller Temple is only a short walk from Dawnstar. Come, we must hurry.
Okay.
Erandur,
So,
All of your
it's actually best to allow Erandur to go
they
through
must be an omen.
this
Give him a
piece of
taste.
dialogue here.
He's trying to help us.
Everyone, please. I'm doing what I can to end these nightmares.
And we need to let him leave the Wind Peak Inn before
All I
we
ask
do.
is you remain strong and put your trust in Lady Mara.
Yeah, if we try and head out there first, I've found that Erandur ends up stuck in here, and he will not follow you, so come on fella, get a move on. Also, make sure you make a manual save before starting this quest. It is quite glitchy in places. So, rather than taking a very slow walk up the hill with Erandur,
Follow.
I'm going to fast travel to the location. It's very easy to find, so this shouldn't cause any problems. When you arrive here the first time, there'll be some leveled enemies outside, consisting of 3 snow creatures. So anything from frostbite spiders to frost trolls. You can see I've already dealt with them. And the fast travel option is much quicker
Feels
than
good to finally have a chance
walking
to
up the hill with Erandur.
helplessly watching them suffer has been difficult. Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. No. Knowing they could never defeat the orcs, the priests of Vaermina released what they called the miasma, putting everyone to sleep. I'm concerned that when this place is unsealed, the miasma will dissipate and they'll awaken, both orcs and priests alike. Once we get inside, all will become clear.
Okay, so unfortunately this is one of those
Power of that
quests
hill is our destiny.
where you have to sit through quite a lot of dialogue and you can't really speed things along too much. It's also important to keep a check on the active objectives in the journal because it's easy to miss some of these and wind up standing around like a lemon waiting for something to happen. So if you arrive here on your own before starting this quest, you can only access this room, you cannot move beyond.
Give me just...
There is a chest here for us to loot.
And I'll have this open.
And there is a Shrine of Mara over here. Nothing else of any note.
Now I can show you the source of the nightmares. Over here. Behold the Skull of Corruption, the source of Dawnstar's woes. We must reach the inner sanctum and destroy it. Come, there's no time to lose.
I wonder if there's a Erandur moves faster mod. I'm sure there is, but I do not have it installed, unfortunately, so we're gonna just have to put up with this. Okay, we'll get these guys quickly. I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on combat.
The priest must have activated this barrier when the miasma was released. Impossible, actually. I wonder. There may be a way to bypass the barrier, but I must check their library and confirm it can be done. I suppose there's no point in concealing the truth any longer. My knowledge of this temple comes from personal experience. I was a priest of Vaermina. When the orcs invaded the temple, I fled. I've spent the last few decades living in regret. I still have my key to the library. Whenever you're ready, let's move on. We mustn't
Okay.
The skull needs to be destroyed as soon as possible.
So we have to wait for Erandur to let us through this door. There's going to be two options at the end of this quest. We can either
It's just up here.
allow Erandur to complete a ritual.
Be careful. We're certain to find more of the awakened within.
In which case we can gain him as a permanent follower. The other option is to kill Erandur and obtain the Skull of Corruption, which is a Daedric artifact that will be required for players who are going after the Oblivion Walker achievement. The one where you need to collect 15 Daedric artifacts. So, once again, try and shift these quickly. Now I'm going to take a little bit of preemptive action to save some time, because there is a quest item just up here, and if I grab it now, it's going to be a little less bother than waiting for Erandur's script. So I'll follow him around instead of just dropping down, not that it makes much difference. Come on, old man, get a move on.
This library used to be filled with arcane volumes. Now look at it. Almost everything has been burned.
Yeah,
I hope
if you're
the
looking
Torpor
for
deed is still in-
burned books for any reason, this is a place to go. There's going to be some more devotees and orcish invaders. There is also a room with a leveled chest, which I'll check out before speaking to Erandur.
Barring any more interruptions, perhaps we can locate the information I need. We're looking for a book of alchemical recipes called the Dreamstride.
Ah,
The tome bears the likeness of Vaermina on the cover. It should be here somewhere.
as luck would have it, my old friend.
Let me take a look. Mara be praised. There is a way past the barrier to the inner sanctum. It involves a recipe for a liquid known as Vaermina's Torpor. Yes, the Torpor grants an ability the priests of Vaermina called the Dreamstride, using dreams to travel distances in the real world. Quite amazing, yes. Alchemy and the blessings of a divine, distilled down into a ingestible liquid. Sadly, I have yet to see it function in person. As a sworn priest of Mara, the elixir won't work for me. The Torpor will only work for priests of Vaermina, or the unaffiliated. All believe there is a laboratory in the East Wing. If we proceed there, we should be able to locate a sample.
Okay.
The laboratory adjoins the library.
And just to let you know, at the end of this video, I will be killing Erandur to obtain the Skull of Corruption. For no other reason that I want to make a video on the usage of the Skull of Corruption and how to get it fully charged. So I'll put a link to that video once it's been completed in the description to this one. So there's another bunch of crazies to deal with. Damn, I missed him.
Stop them! They're still here! Stop them!
Okay.
Now that they've been dealt with, we need to find the Torpor. It should be in a small bottle, very similar to a potion. I'll begin searching up here.
Right, so before I go looking for the Torpor,
Should be in a tall bottle with dark liquid.
there is
Find it,
actually...
bring it to me.
Yeah, stop talking, man, I know what to do. So, there is actually an alchemy skill book up here. I'm just going to drag this fella out of the way,
Yes, my
because
son.
he's obstructing the view. And here we are, alchemy skill book, Manny Marco, King of Worms. I actually already have 100 alchemy, so you're not going to see a skill increase. There are lots of quite rare ingredients around this place, so for the alchemists out there, it's going to be worth having a good look around. Plenty of things like giant's toes, taproots, frost salts, void salts, etc. And here is where we can find the Torpor. Okay, so back to Erandur, though I think I mispronounced at the beginning of the video actually.
Yes, I'm relieved you discovered a bottle intact. This place looks as though it was ransacked by the orcs. So, I've taken us this far, but you need to guide us the rest of the way. Drink. We mustn't tarry. The skull needs to be destroyed as soon as possible.
Right, I've got to finish that conversation by the sounds of it. Sorry about that.
You discovered a bottle intact. So, I've taken us this far, but you need to guide us the rest. Dawnstar's fate rests in that tiny bottle. The longer we wait, the more damage Vaermina could be doing to those poor people. I understand your hesitation, but I promise you that it works.
Yep, sorry about that.
We still have much to do.
Yeah, I tried skipping the last line of the conversation, and as you can see, it caused more problems than it solved. So, we can find Vaermina's Torpor in the potions section. I'm going to neck that now.
The orcs have breached the inner sanctum, Brother Varen.
We must hold. We can't allow the skull to fall into their hands.
But no more than a handful of us remain, brother.
Then we have no choice. The miasma must be released.
The miasma. But brother,
We have no alternative. It's the will of Vaermina.
And what about you, Brother Casimir? Are you prepared to serve the will of Vaermina?
Then it's decided. Brother Casimir, you must activate the barrier and release the miasma. Let nothing stop you. Brother Thoric, we must remain...
Okay, so hopefully I can manage this without getting lost. We can't interact with anything in this condition. Here we are. This is the door I always seem to miss. So I say we can't interact with anything, but we can once we reach this point. So we can release the miasma by interacting with this pull chain. Then we just need to wait a few seconds before we can interact with this soul gem. Okay. There we are.
It worked. Mara be praised. You vanished after drinking the Torpor and materialized on the other side. I've never seen anything quite like it. How I envy you. I can only imagine the excitement of seeing history through the eyes of another. Sadly, I am resigned to just reading of its wonders through my research of the skull. Indeed. My reverence for Vaermina's machinations should not take precedence over our mission. My apologies. The inner sanctum lies ahead. We must reach the skull and put an end to Dawnstar's troubles. Lead on, my friend. Come. We must get to the skull and destroy it.
Okay, so you can do some hunting around for loot if you wish. There are some chests lying around. In fact, I think there's one very close by. Yes, there's one here. Oh, fantastic shot, Daz. I'm gonna blame that on the effects of the Torpor. Another chest here, adept locked.
Wait. Thoric, you're alive. No thanks to you, Casimir. I no longer use that name. I'm Erandur, priest of Mara. You're a traitor. You left us to die and then ran before the miasma took you.
No, I was scared. I wasn't ready to sleep. Enough of your lies. I can't allow you to destroy the skull, priest of Mara. Then you leave me no choice. For Dawnstar!
Right.
Vaermina, forgive me.
Good enough.
good to Erandur.
Okay, so before doing anything else, I'm gonna loot this chest. And before the next phase, I'm gonna make a quick save, because we've got to get the timing just right in order to kill Erandur and claim the Skull of Corruption. If you attack him too early, it becomes invulnerable and you wind up needing to reload an old save. So, quick save now, then speak to Erandur.
I knew Varen and Thoric. Yes, you're right. If they needed to die so that Dawnstar could live, then it was worth the price. It's time. The skull must be destroyed.
If you'll stand back, I'll perform the ritual granted to me by Lady Mara.
First, an incantation to remove...
Okay, so we need to wait for the prompt from Vaermina.
I call upon you, Lady Mara. The skull hungers. It yearns for memories and leaves nightmares.
And then we can
Grant me the power
make
to
the
break
killing
through this
blow.
barrier, to send the skull to the depths of oblivion.
He's deceiving you. When the ritual's complete, the skull will be free, and then Erandur will turn on you. Quickly, kill him now. Kill him and claim the skull for your own. Vaermina commands you.
Okay, so now we've had the prompt, we are free to take out Erandur. And claim the Skull of Corruption. And there we are, folks. End of the quest. I should also mention that this completion of this quest also acts as a gateway to obtaining the Hearthfire property Eliarkhan Hall. So if Skald is still the Jarl of Dawnstar, you can now head back down there and you can complete a giant slaying quest for him, at which point you'll be able to purchase land. So there is a Skull of Corruption. Does 20 points of damage, which increases to 50 points if powered with dreams. Now that's quite a complicated affair, to be honest, and as I mentioned earlier, I will be making a separate video on that specific subject, which I will link in the description to this video. I hope people have found this useful. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.